no, I don't know. You can share it, Veronica. So now what you
No,
can do.
what you do is you do a watch party.
Right. I'm going to say all that.
Can I do that too?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can do a watch party.
We can do a watch party, you guys. Are we on live yet, though? That's the thing.
So how do I do that?
I see that live. So
We are live on Facebook, you guys. I have a bit of a delay. So once we get this up and going, well, we are up and going. What I don't understand is people watching. This is what they watch. This is the sausage being made every single day. What I want to do now, I want you folks to have a watch party. It's so easy. You're right there. Have a watch party. Share it with your friends. I have such great guests for you. Maureen Langan spends a lot of time making the magic happen for you people. So,
Wait, can you explain how to do the watch party?
yeah, I'm going to share this now to my group page to Hanging with Langan. And there should be a button down there that allows you to share, have a watch party.
Yeah.
Do you see that on
I don't see the
Facebook
watch
either?
party, but I see share, but I don't see watch party. Maybe because I'm
on Zoom on Facebook.
This is all on Facebook. You should be able to.
I have share.
All right. Well, share and tell them to start a watch party.
Yeah, I don't see
look,
watch party.
right under your name, there should be. Look, do you see a little purple thing, Karen, of like a little?
Oh, if you press share, you get watch party.
Watch together with friends or a group. So
Oh,
that's
start watch party.
Yeah, right there next to
Oh, that
your
means
name.
you invite friends, right?
Yeah,
That's
and they
like-
can watch it all together. Like you're all sitting around in your separate living rooms watching it together instead of,
The only thing, I mean, do I do this time?
I just shared it to my page. I'm not doing a watch party.
If you put it on share, then it gives you the option of watch party on the lower left. Oh my God, I love it that we're all like so elderly. We're like, what?
Put it on, wait, if I put it on share, I'm so sorry. I don't want to hold up time with this, but
no, let's all go through this for the next hour. This is exciting for me.
Like if I'm on FaceTime on my phone, I put it on share where? Where do I put it on?
FaceTime? I just go on my timeline.
Not FaceTime, I mean Facebook. Are we doing Facebook
Yeah,
Live?
just like you share a post, like your regular post. Go on Maureen's post and see where it's live and see us live.
Just share it.
On the bottom, just share it. Forget about the watch party because now you have to invite people. So just share it.
And then your friends.
Let your fans do the watch party.
I see
For
watch
their
party.
fans.
Now I can't.
Their fans.
I have to
Once
get
you share it on your page, it's shared. And then
I'm
we can
going
also
to
share
start
it
a
after.
show for all of those that are watching.
I can't.
You can't share it? Go to my page, Mosey. You can't share it?
I'm trying to get back on Facebook.
All right, I'm going to share it.
Kevin, what do you want from me? I don't know any of this shit.
Give me your page, Veronica.
Just Veronica Mosey.
All right. Well,
I have somebody watching in my watch party, just so you know.
Oh, look at you.
Did you invite people to your watch party? Or you
I
just...
did, and I have somebody who used to live in this building, and she now lives. I think she lives in Asia now. Maybe last I knew, I think she lives in Hong Kong.
Oh, that's nice.
all right, you guys. So here's the deal. Let me introduce you people to all of these people. What you watch is 4 middle-aged women try to learn how to share a stupid, smelly post. That is what we've just witnessed today. We're here today to talk about how to not kill your kids. These are my friends. These are comics. These are women who kill on stage night after night, now trapped alive with kids. And I know they love their kids, but you can only take so much as 3 women. So let's go. Right beneath me in our little square here, well, no, it's different on everybody's page. So you just hold up your hand in her tiger lion print. Kerri Louise Cotter, everybody, author of Mean Mommy. We had her beloved on with us earlier in the week, Tom Cotter. And in the long red hair, who does the most insane characters. Veronica, you're killing me with your characters. Like,
Oh, thank you.
do you not see me share them all the time? They're insanely funny.
I appreciate that. Yes.
Veronica Mosey. And last but not least, looking at her Facebook, Karen Bergreen.
Waving to my watch party. Hi, watch.
She's waving to her watch party, and everything's working out. All right, so listen, you guys. First of all, we're all trapped home, kids or no kids, not making a friggin' living.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Kids! Quiet! I'm in a Zoom meeting. No guns, no fighting.
I did that. I did that earlier, Kerri.
See, I only look good from the top up.
I threatened them. You
always
do
look
look
good.
freaking great, I have to say. You look too good for somebody who's been in
I
quarantine.
got
Yeah.
the sweatpants on.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
always look
And then
good.
look at this. I got the sports bra underneath this. So it
Right.
all kind of.
I like that. Just the
Good.
way like we're
Well, who
two-
doesn't? I mean, I'm going out for a hike after this. Anyway,
I haven't worn a bra in like, I don't know, since the day, March 13th, which was my birthday when we were told that we had to stay home.
happy birthday.
Oh, your
Karen.
birthday?
Happy birthday.
Well, it was kind of like a good birthday, but it was like you felt the world falling apart, like on the
Yeah.
day.
I
Really
feel like that on my birthday normally.
weird.
I don't need a pandemic to feel like that.
Well, what I want to ask you gals is, okay, so how are you spending your time? Are you doing creative things? Karen, I see you're doing these videos every day. What do COVID, tell me what the name of them are.
Parenting in the age of COVID. I do a video every day. I do one take. My son Teddy takes the video of me. He produces and directs it, although he remains completely like, my kids are embarrassed by me. They're like, don't put it on Instagram. You humiliate us, blah, blah, blah. We do it in one take. It's just something to keep writing every day. Some of them are hilarious, some of them less so. I've also been teaching. I think, Veronica, have you been teaching? And have you been teaching too, Kerri? We're all,
No, I
No,
have not. You're teaching on Zoom?
yeah, you should be teaching. You'll feel good. And then, and I'm a novelist, so I've been writing a new novel that I had been procrastinating. So actually that's it in the back.
Do you are you able to focus on that, or do you find that you said you were procrastinating? How do you procrastinate?
Well, I had been procrastinating, and now I feel like I'm trying, like I suffer from severe anxiety, and this is how I feel every day. Like, you know, this kind of nervousness. So, but now I don't have any requirements of things to leave the house. I don't have to do things. Like, I don't have to call a repairman. Like, all the things that I'm not good at, I don't have to do.
Do you
Like,
feel like that every day, even before this, you would carry that kind of anxiety around with you?
Yeah, I'm an anxious, like, you should see me the week after the mammogram.
Oh, wow.
It's literally like, it's like all my friends are like, you have to go to a place that's like, they tell you right then and there, because they can't take it anymore. They're like, stop it. Like, I'm horrible.
Oh, wow.
I know I'm supposed to be funny right now, but I'm like talking about like my mental problem.
Fine.
Well, no, it's true. It's how
Yeah.
you feel. You're stuck alive, and,
Yeah.
and you know,
Yeah,
we
so
all
I'm
have our
trying to
things.
You know, honestly, if it weren't for the death, this would be great. This is like a little bit of a pause. Like, if people
Right.
weren't friggin' dying, like, I'd be like,
That's
oh,
right.
God, it's sort of good. You
If
know?
it weren't
It is
for the
one
death.
silver lining. It's the pause.
Yeah.
You know, you ever say to yourself, God, I just wish the world would stop turning just for a second.
Yeah.
And it did. And so you do get that silver lining of catching up family time and all that stuff. But it is anxiety ridden, and I feel bad for someone who already suffers from it. It's just must be just
No,
tough.
this is how I feel all the time.
So
Right.
it's just,
Like, when
yeah, but you don't
when
have to go out. Yeah. It's like how you feel all the time, except putting on makeup today. Like, that's it. You don't have to
Right.
go out and deal with the world and add other layers to the anxiety. This is your base anxiety. Is that correct, Karen?
Exactly. That is exactly how I feel.
Right. So there's nothing to add on to it that you don't know about in the day. This is just, I can just bounce off the walls without nothing new coming
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, and getting my kids to like go on Zoom class is much easier than getting them to do all the other things.
Exactly.
Because Evelyn hates it. My daughter hates it.
How old's your daughter? Let's talk about we're talking about how not to kill your kid during coronavirus while you're trapped alive with them, with Karen Bergreen, Veronica, Mosey, and Kerri, Louise. They're all my friends, and they have
Yeah,
kids.
I don't think you're gonna find an answer to that. You just have to. I've had to, like, today is actually a funny day that we're doing this because I've had one of those days where, like, and my daughter's 6, right?
Yeah.
So it's where she just doesn't shut up
Oh,
ever. Like,
Ever.
you're just like, she'll be like, oh my God, Mommy, look at this pencil. I'm like, that's great. And she's like, look at this. I'm like, okay. And she's like, Mom, I'm like, okay. It's like that thing where you feel like that, like, it's like a rod in your neck where you're like, I'm gonna, and I have to do a lot of literal, like, okay, Mommy says go bathroom. Okay. And I go to the bathroom like 75 times a day.
but have you had a moment where you thought, I'm gonna friggin' like really lose it? Have you lost it? Have you screamed? Have you thrown a pie?
Totally lost.
Like, Huh?
Totally screamed, totally screamed. And it's funny because I have a couple mom friends from her school, and we had like this mom's like hangout where we drank and we're talking, and all of us, I was like, I must have told my daughter she's a sore loser about 40 times this week, and all of the moms were like, me too. I'm like, I'm so fucking mean to her. Like, I'm just like, you're a sore loser. You're not gonna have any friends. No one's gonna like you. And then I'm like, walking away like, I'm a horrible person.
I do the people are dying.
I've said that many times. And then my favorite saying, or what I've been saying is now, is you run your own, cook it yourself. I am not a diner. I am tired of this.
Diner. Don't you feel I
feel because they're all on different
hands from Amazon because I keep making three different for my husband, right. One of them, to 3 different things at 3 times a day.
Yeah. And I'm tired. I'm done with that.
But do you guys find, like, what about the husbands? Is it all on you, or did you train them from day one that this is part of their work too?
I mean, my husband's still working from home, so he's in the basement in his little office there, and he literally can't help me. So it is on me. And then if I'm trying to teach or do private sessions at night, I'm like, I'm just exhausted. I'm so tired.
So
I hate to admit this, but because it will just ruin my whole comedy career. But my husband is actually helpful, but it's funnier when he's not. So you didn't really hear this from me, and I don't know anything. Really watching on Facebook because it will just ruin all the times I throw him under the bus on the stage. But he's and we're used to he's a comedian. He was on your show,
Cotter.
We're used to not being around each other because I'm on the road, he's on the road. We're used to ships crossing through the night, and now we're like, boom. But it's better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, excuse me, commercial break. Sorry, commercial break. This is my commercial break. Hi, Maureen Langan here. This just in. If you want to support my show that I work like an animal on, like 10, 12 hours a day, trying to figure out this stupid, smelly Zoom and everything attached to it and uploading and downloading and reinstalling, and my head wants to explode, you can go to PayPal, molangan@gmail.com. You folks have been very kind. Thank you. Shout out to Tommy for your donation yesterday. Venmo @MoLangan. T-shirts will be going out Friday because I'm only going once a week now. But thank you to Liberty, Nancy, and Michael. You'll have your T-shirts. I sell them on my website, maureenlangan.com. Don't make me hate you because I don't want to hate people. They make me hate them. I'm a victim. Okay, enter the commercial. All right, that's my little thing. You have to have a hook. That's my hook.
I love it.
I love the shirt, by the way.
I love the shirt.
I'm going to donate, honestly, after this is done, to get that frickin' shirt.
Please. It's what I have going for myself. 2 years of graduate school. I'm a t-shirt saleswoman. God has a plan.
Here for a second. Has anybody gotten their stimulus check?
Yes.
I did not.
I have not.
Okay.
No, it was on my list of things to do. I guess you can go on to the website, and if you can check out the status of it, and I think you can also put in your bank information for automatic deposit. If you can do that, then you might get it faster. That was on my list of things to do today.
Is this your $1,200 one? The $1,200 one, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
All right. Yeah, I did get that. I did. And
in the mail or automatic deposit, Mo?
I got a card, a little debit card.
Huh.
Little debit card Maureen Langan got.
Wow.
Yeah, a little debit. I'm thrilled. I say thank you, sweet baby Jesus. And then they gave you the week one, the $600 one came.
I did. I only got $600 once. And
I got it twice.
I applied March 15th. So I'm like, thanks.
Well, I did call the assemblyman's office. And I said, what's happening here? Somebody has to help me. What's going on here? I said, they're spitting me out of unemployment. They're telling me go to hell. Then they're telling me. The only thing is, because even though I live in New York City, the unemployment came through California because that's where I had last worked. So I don't know why. And I'm so afraid because the form says, did you try to get work? I'm like, there's a pandemic. I don't want to lie. Then I feel like I'm going to go to jail.
No, you didn't. I mean,
you say yes. You say yes. Yeah,
yes,
she told
you
say
willing.
yes.
Are you willing?
I'm willing. I'm willing to do anything. So
right. So you're not hurt. So you're not getting.
Well, I'm afraid they're going to put me in jail
because then they'll give you disability. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
All right. I want people to know. I want to move on to the background of our careers because people love that. They love to know how you got to where you are. And hey, Kerri, huge shout out! Congratulations on Showtime.
Oh, thank you.
It was Showtime, right? It was Showtime.
Yes, what I did to get that was I grew older, and now I'm over the hill. So
Hey, I'd take it, sweetheart. Tell people what the show is. I want people to
the
know.
show is called A Woman of a Certain Age, and I'm just so you know, I made it. Just made it. I
Just barely. She
Just
had to bump up.
barely
She
made it.
lied about her age.
just before you
At
start.
that age would be 23.
Right. It's the certain age is 23. You're absolutely right, Karen. Thank you for that. Well, I know Carol very well, and I've been doing Carol's road shows. She brought it on the road way before.
Carol Montgomery put together a show. She's a comic called Women of a Certain Age, and it got picked up. 2 shows got picked up by Showtime. I just want people to have a context with that.
Yeah, and so I've been doing her road shows a lot. So she picked me, and HBO said yes. So that's nice.
Have you gotten? I know we're all out of work right now, but are you getting more gigs from it? I hope.
Showtime said yes.
What'd you say?
I was like, does HBO
On
own
Showtime, not
That's next.
Like,
That's
what for
next.
sure happened?
But did you get a lot of work after that, Kerri? Even though we're all like on lockdown now, it must have helped.
Well, it pushed the needle a little, but you always hope that I'm gonna be famous. No, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Every time you do something, don't you? Like every time something feels big for you, you're like, this is
it.
That's how I'm feeling right now.
And now I'm back to the same, scrounging for work. Look at my tape. It didn't push the needle that much. It takes a lot these days to push that goddamn needle.
Well, people don't get it, That's why I wanted to talk to you gals, because people don't understand. They like to they see you on Showtime, Kerri, and they're like, "Whoa, superstar!" Right? They see you like. They think that when they see your name at a club that you're raking in the bucks. They don't know it's $25 a set at the clubs in New York City. So, Veronica, you're Veronica Mosey, and you can follow her. The information's there. Instagram at Veronica Mosey. I'm not joking. Your musical parodies, your characters. You'll look at her characters, and you cannot believe that she's this beautiful when all those wigs are off and all that makeup. Veronica, I'm blown away by your acting ability. Blown away. Do you audition, not right now, but do you audition for TV? And I mean,
I've never had, I've only had Doug Keston's a guy at Paradigm who I freelanced with for a while, and I had a couple.
That's an agent. Go ahead.
An agent, yeah. And I had a few commercials and whatever, but I never, I never get. It's weird. I'm one of those people who's. I'm not like always out there seeking. I'm always like, I'll just be funny, and then that'll happen.
Yeah, they'll find you. Yeah, they'll find you. Yeah, that's bullshit. Yeah, that's all right.
I find the people who really make it, if they're not even that good, they're just so confident, and they're just so like go-getters, and they're the first people that are like, "How you doing? I'm so and so," and this, that, blah, blah. And they're very like, and I've never been like that. I've always been a person.
But it does help if you dance with.
It's a skill. I agree. It's a skill that has nothing to do with whatever this skill is.
But I've always wanted to do it's so funny because people have always said like you should do SNL. I get that all the time just because I love doing characters and I like voices and stuff like that.
Hysterical.
But I just feel like there's certain times there's ageism and other times there's not ageism. Like it's just interesting to me. Like I'll tell you the story. I was supposed to do this isn't like a big thing, but there's a comedy festival in Long Island, right? That's like supposed to be for older people, and I was supposed to do it, and then I just the booker just kept blowing me off, and I was like, what's going on? He's like, well, we decided to make it for people who are 50 and older, and I'm like, I'm 47. Like, do you really think the audience is going to be like, yeah, she's not old enough?
Yeah, she's not, when has that ever happened, right?
Yeah, so I got
my light
from the show. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Excuse me, I'm the only one who curses a lot here.
Curse, doesn't matter.
No, I know, but I just get it's very weird. But yeah, no, unfortunately, I don't do a lot of TV stuff. I really want to. I've had agents say, yeah, we're gonna get you submitted, and then that never happens.
Well, I want people to go to Veronica Mosey, just search her, and these videos are going to come up. Esther, the older Jewish woman who goes to Bloomingdale's. You just have Svetlana, just the whole thing is so good.
I want to work on maybe you can tell me if this is funny or not, because I want to film it, but there's a crossing guard at my daughter's old school in Brooklyn, and she literally had crossed eyes like this, and it was very funny to me that she was a crossing guard like that, and I was like, is that too mean?
I love that.
I always found that hilarious. I was like, this is a crossing guard who literally has crossed eyes,
and you feel like you don't want to do that?
I don't know. Is it mean? It would be mean, right? People are gonna be like, that's mean to people who have.
But you're
Everything
not
we do
mean.
these days is mean. You can everything we do now is mean. Everyone, if I looked at my and I'm sure you have, when you have an audition or you have a TV show, you look at your stuff, you're like, oh, someone's gonna gripe about that, someone's gonna gripe about that. I'm like, if anybody looks at even the cleanest of clean, someone will have something to say about something.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's that we live in a time like that.
Somebody wrote to your question about the cross side, Veronica, who gives a shit? Meaning go do it.
True.
Hey, Al Ducharme is watching us. Another comedy couple, Bernadette Pauly, Al Ducharme. I want to get them on in the next week or two. Fantastic, good friends of ours. And he's on Family Guy, and she's just enraged and a Marxist.
F is for family.
Huh?
F is for family.
Oh, F is for family. I got him on the Family Guy. I'm opening his career. I'm doing more for him.
Hey, listen.
F is for family. Now, Karen, a lot of people do or don't know, you're a Harvard-educated lawyer who decided I'd rather not have that life, or what happened? How did you get into the comedy?
I just, I was numb every day at my job as a lawyer, and I just couldn't see myself honestly doing it for the rest. Like when I saw people in my law firm, I was like, there's nobody here that I want to be.
Yeah.
Under any circumstances.
Yeah.
And it scared me. I was like, I really had that feeling of like, you have one life.
Yeah.
And I worked for a few years as a lawyer. I didn't have any loans. Went to a very cheap law school.
Are there cheap law schools? Or there's such a thing?
Yeah. So
where?
like back in the day,
Czech Republic?
University of Minnesota. I was at a state university law school. I mean, it's like, the cost of my total tuition at law school, including my room and board, is probably less than what it would be now for 1 year there if you were even like in state. I mean, it's just like everything has gotten so crazy. But I was very unhappy, and a friend of mine just said, why wouldn't you do this? And I'd been doing like a little improv after, like as an extracurricular activity, and I loved it. And somebody signed me up for a Funniest Lawyer in New York thing, and I thought it was fun. And I remembered I was in therapy. I tell everybody the story. I was in therapy at the time on like a totally different issue, and I kept talking about it. And she's like, why don't you try it? And I'm like, it's just so like, what will people think?
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. What did your parents think and your family?
Well, it wasn't even just my parents. It was just everybody. It was like
the society,
whole,
yeah.
Yes. And she said, why would you care what people would think? And I was like, oh yeah. Okay. I didn't know that was an option. Thanks.
And you'd be surprised how many comics, I'm speaking to the masses here, you would be surprised how many lawyers went on to become comics. It's very interesting. See, I was going to go to law school, and I used to be a public television reporter, and I would interview a lot of politicians and lawyers, and I worked in law firms to see if it would be something I wanted to do. And when you'd have to enter billable hours and you'd have to punch in who you're calling, how much time you spent on it, and I'm like, I can't do this. This is insanity. But Karen, and I'm going to move on with all you guys. But I remember when I first met you, I had just left Bloomberg, or I was still there, and I was starting to make the rounds as a comic. And I met you, and I really liked you because you were smart, and I knew you had a background. And I'm like, oh, I want to hang out with her. And I asked you to go to lunch, but you didn't want to go with me.
What did I say?
Oh, yeah, well, maybe. But you, and then.
That's so odd to me. I must have been having a bad, going through something.
I think.
What do you think? Unless it's like embarrassing. Okay.
No, I just think it's a business in which one is guarded at first because there's so many freaks.
Well, I have to.
And I don't think you knew me enough to go, sure, let's do that. You're like, who's this woman that I don't know saying, let's go to lunch? I think that's what it was. You weren't mean.
I have to tell you that when I very, very, very first started comedy, I became friends with people within 4 minutes of meeting them. And I became friends with this one woman who is no longer doing stand-up, but she was so kind of charismatic and interesting and fun. And she just seemed like great. She was like my biggest fan. And I had we hung out all the time. We talked on the phone all the time. And then a guy that I was friendly with at the time called me a month or so later, he's like, I know you think this person is your friend, but she's been like bad mouthing you all over. And I think that maybe that got me a little bit, because that didn't really occur to me. Like I thought, like, it's not like nowhere else in the world do people badmouth you, but that kind of obviousness of it just didn't really exist outside of
You'll have
comedy.
to text us that name, that person, because I have a few names that I think you might.
You want to throw out names?
Yeah.
No, I'm sure she's not gonna throw out the name, but text me.
No, it was real. And one of those, like, it was actually really devastating.
Do I know her?
I'm sure you both know her.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't.
I'm sure you know
Initials?
her.
Initials? Initials?
We'll do a text later. We'll do a text later.
Yeah, text me later, because I have some ideas of who that might be.
You guys are hanging with my friends. We're talking about comics with kids, but we've moved on from that. We're now dishing on whores who are evil in the comedy business. Not really. Hey, Veronica, somebody just said, I really like this for the cross-eyed. They said, it won't be mean if your cross-eyed becomes your superpower as a crossing lady.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I think that's Gwen, because you could see cars from the peripheral vision. You could see cars nobody else can see.
That is very funny.
Don't you think?
I like that. Make it a super.
I love it.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Whoever suggested that too, I hope you're a parent.
Gwen Lockwood Krause. She follows a lot. Thank you, Gwen. That was really cool, man. I love it.
I will use that. And actually, the
her.
thing I want to say is that somebody said a question in the question and answer. They said that they always like my Brooklyn driving instructor, which I really appreciate. Because it's one of my favorites.
You want to give a taste of it? Give a taste of it.
It's a woman named Denise McManus, and she's a Brooklyn driving instructor. Now, during the pandemic, we have to remember, you got to wear your mask. Mask. I always have trouble with that word, mask. Anyway, you got to wear the mask, but you have to make sure that you could still roll down the window and yell, "Go fuck yourself." That's
you have to have that ability. Very good. Hey, Kerri, tell people where you're from and how you got into comedy, Kerri Louise, and what it's like to be married to another comic. 2 questions right at you.
Yeah. Oh, wow. These are 2 big questions. I hope you have time. Well, I was a jock throughout high school and college. I played field hockey all throughout high school and in college. So I never got the chance of doing something I really loved, which was something in the theater. I wanted to do something.
Really? From a young age, you knew that?
From a young age. And then back then I was a jock. So if you crossed the line and you were a theater person, it was like,
no good. Right. Different world.
Different world.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared to make that jump. But in college, I'm like, I'm going to make the jump. I'm going to take acting 101, which was always packed because I was with the seniors. So I never got a chance to do it. But my sorority was running a beauty pageant. Now, I was a field hockey, big, chunky. I had short hair. DZ. Yes, I did. My letter.
She looks very different. She'll show you.
I had DZ shaved. Delta Zeta was my sorority. I had DZ shaved in the side of my head. That's how short my head was. And they needed contestants. They needed contestants for this pageant for my college, Plymouth State. So I said, I'm going to do it. And you needed a talent. And I loved comedy. I was secretly watching comedy.
Oh.
You know, on TV back in the 80s and 90s.
I love it.
All the time. So I'm like, I'm going to write. And I just kind of instantly knew what to do, write my own stuff. Like I didn't do other people's jokes. And I only had 2 minutes and 30 seconds to do a talent. So I did I won. It was only 4 other.
Do you remember your jokes? Do you remember your jokes?
Yeah, I remember some of them also, but what was important and scary about this whole thing, which is I did not know, I was helping my sorority. It was a preliminary for Miss New Hampshire. So after winning, I had to go represent my college in Miss New Hampshire. So I was on stage, second time, in the state pageant with 500,000 people theater, people judging me. And if I won that, which I didn't, I was like so out of my league. It was like 17 John Bonet Ramsey type girls.
Were you wearing like a bikini and a sash while you were
I had to not a one bathing suit, which I didn't belong in, even in the one piece. And I didn't have nails. I didn't have the boobs. I didn't have the sequins. I didn't have anything. I was just doing it. Everybody loved me because I was not a threat, A, and B, I was making everybody laugh. So I got Miss Congeniality, which, you know, but if I had won, I would have been in Miss America pageant in Atlantic City representing New Hampshire.
With your hair buzzed and all that. Excuse me, it's time for a commercial. I'm sorry.
So talk about that stuff.
It's time for commercial break. On that note, we'll be right back. Hi, this is Maureen Langan here in her row to do, just to cover the gray. In order to keep eating, it's not your problem, emotionally eating, you can support the show. I'm bringing you shows Monday through Friday, every day here, and we'll have Vic DiPotato after this show because Zoom effed up yesterday. We will, Monday, Jessica Kirsten, Tuesday, Bobby Collins, Kelly Carlin of the George Carlin daughter will be joining me the week after next. Tomorrow, I have Hell Gigs, Leanne Lord, brilliant comic, Chip Ambrosia, writer for the Friars Roast, and Harris Stanton, who I worked with in Atlantic City, one of the funniest guys. So if you do want to support, some of you have been asking, you can go to molangan@gmail.com on the PayPal and Venmo @molangan. I only do one more commercial after this at the end of the show. And here are my shirts that I sell called Don't Make Me Hate You. I don't know how to do this mirror image thing. They're on my website, maureenlangan.com. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled programming. It cracks me up. I don't know why. I started doing it yesterday. It makes me happy. Okay, so Veronica, I didn't hear, and we'll get back to you about Tom in a minute, Kerri. But when was your first time doing the stand-up?
It was May of 1996. And that's actually true. May 1996.
Closer to the mic, they're asking me. They're saying, please come closer to the mic. All right.
Oh, come to the mic. Hi, can we hear me better?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
May of 1996 was my first show, and I took a class. And it was with Stephen Rosenfeld over at, I don't want to plug the school, actually. It's not my school. But anyway.
It's not your school.
Not my school. But yeah, and I remember I did like a lot of voices and stuff, and I really had a good time with it. But I wanted to be a theater. I majored in theater, and I wanted to be a Broadway actress. And I have a decent singing voice, but I can't move at all. I can't. I'm one of those, they call it actor who moves. Like
actors who move. You're not an actor who moves.
Not a triple threat. So I would go to these, these casting calls. And even if you want to be in the chorus on Broadway, you have to be amazing. And
you have to move.
I remember sitting there thinking, I can sing well and I can act, but I can't dance. There's no way I can do this. So then I always had friends tell me, and I always tell young comics this, if people keep telling you you're really funny, you should try stand up. If they tell you over and over again, it probably means you should. And so, so I did a workshop, and then I got on stage, and it was nice because it finally got my butt up there. And then I did fairly well. Obviously, it was like my friends and family at first. And then I just kept going to open mics and doing all the, barking and sending out, flyers and all that stuff.
For those of you who don't know what barking is in the comedy world, you stand outside like a lunatic, and everybody who walks by, when you don't take the flyers, that's us. Hey, yeah. Come on in. Please.
And it was like in like 30 degree weather. I remember in Times Square, I was just like, what am I doing with my life? It was so awful.
Right? But, I remember one time in Times Square, I was barking, hey, and we don't get more money. We just get an audience. That's what we get.
You just get spots. You get spots in exchange.
And I remember walking, you get stage time. So basically you're out there just like, I'd rather be a sandwich board. I'd rather sit there and go get a submarine sandwich. But I remember barking and going down into the pits, the bowels of this one particular place that had comedy. And I walked there and I had to turn back out. I said, I can't. Sometimes the answer isn't down further. It's turn around and find the way up. Right. And I remember crying and leaving there and going, I can't do this. I just can't do that to myself. We did it many times, but I just got to my limit.
Can I open the floor to ask a question?
Please open the floor.
About, no, I'm saying, because as you're talking about that, I want to hear the gig that made you cry. That's what I want to hear about. The gig that just absolutely devastated you, floored you. Gotta have something.
I have so many.
I'm just trying to, my pause is trying to figure out which one to pick.
And some of them for different reasons. Like some of them is because a comedian was mean to me.
Oh, really?
And it was really mean to me. It was such an asshole. And I can't say.
She can't say more initials. We'll get them later.
I'll tell you later. But he used to MC a show. I'm just gonna say the details. He used to MC a show, Boston Comedy Club, all the time. I'm sure you guys know who it is. And I thought he was so funny. He was really sarcastic. He had a very sort of gay sense of humor, although apparently not gay. And I'm sure you guys know who this is.
Oh, I don't know who it is.
And
he's overseas now, right?
Yes, Okay.
Oh,
So
I know who it is.
I remember thinking he was so funny. It was exactly the kind of
London? London? Does he live in London?
Yes. So I thought he was so hilarious. And I remember it was at the time when I was being managed by the people who own that club. And so they would put me on more than I'm sure I deserved, right? But that's the way
That's
it
how
goes.
you get good.
And and they would give me like, you know, like a 10 o'clock spot. He would put me on no matter what at 1. He would put me on. He'd be like, no, I'm sorry, I have to bump you. I'm sure he was enraged. And one time I went up to him and said, you're really funny. I just think you're so funny. And he's like, it's too bad you're not funny. You're never gonna be in this. Like,
Oh my
you
God.
are. Like, he was so mean. And
Wow.
like, I didn't leave my house for 3 days. It's the kind of thing, like, I'm just not, you know how we were saying, people who are really good at this, they just like pick themselves up and freaking walk. They don't care. Like, it motivated for me. It made me scared. It made me upset. And I remember when he moved away, there was a big roast for him that I went to at Boston. And I bought him a card and I wrote, you were the first to discourage me. And,
That's amazing.
and I feel really, he was really behaved so poorly. Like, it obviously was from his own thing. Like, probably resented the fact that, like, I did not deserve to be, like, I look back on it, probably didn't deserve to get a spot on the stage. But I was pretty obsequious. I never went over my time. I didn't really hurt the show. It was like 5 minutes.
It was a jealousy. It was a resentment. Yes. Shout out to her. The show is Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Though after this, we will have Victi Potato joining me, take 2, because yesterday it screwed up. No, it's horrible because people will be cruel like that sometimes in the business. People will cut it. I remember there's a comic, and we all know her. Again, the story, like Karen said, I thought we were friendly, and a mutual friend of ours, a friend of mine at the time, said, Maureen, you got to stop being so nice to her. Like, do you want to know what she said about you at the duplex last Wednesday? I'm like, oh God. And it just kind
of. Who was it? Give us a hint.
I'll text you later. But
we have a long text message.
But you know, she may or may not be American. But the thing is, I was like, why?
Oh, I know.
Why would somebody do that? Like, I can so not unkind to people. And I'm like, you know, sometimes you're dishing with your best friend. You're like, okay, this is off the record. But to go in front of a group at the duplex on a Wednesday and say the things that I was told she said, and I too trust the person who told me, I was like, man, come on. Now I have to hate you. Okay, hold on.
Is this another
Hold
commercial?
on. Don't make me hate you. I didn't want to hate her. She made me hate her. I was a victim. Get it? That's how it works. MaureenLangan.com. Okay.
I think on the back of the shirt, it should say, I'm the victim here.
I'm a victim.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's, you know how much more it costs to do 2 sides of a t-shirt, Karen? We're in dire times, sister.
You can get a deal for the pandemic.
If I could get a pandemic deal, sure. Kerri, what were you about to say?
Well, you were saying that you cry. Which one? Because there's many reasons. A bad comic, a booker, all that stuff. And I have a one that kind of was had all that ingredients in. That's what made me cry the most. But how many times have you been at the worst gig? It would have been fine if it wasn't for the booker. How many times have the bookers mean to you? Unnecessarily. So many gigs that I've been on, the bookers are such assholes. And some of them are women, which pissed me off.
There are women bookers. I don't think I've met them yet.
Yeah, because they don't work with other women.
True.
Some of them, most of them.
I think women can be misogynists too.
Well, of course.
I think everyone has that ability in them.
But this is what I can't stand. Why would a booker be mean to you before the show even starts? Like, you booked me, so why are you being mean? You walk in and they're like mad that they booked you. Like there was no other comics, and they're mad that they booked you. And it seems like, okay, well, this is what I want you to do. This and don't do that and don't do and don't. It's like, before you get on stage, you know what? Why? Now you just shot yourself in the foot because now I'm not going to do my best. If you were like, I'm so happy you're here, dust me off, put me on the top shelf, people are going to buy my jokes. And people are going to buy more drinks. But they don't think that. They're such assholes. And
Kerri's angry at the situation, rightfully so. I went to a gig, and this is happening now. How many times have you gone to a gig and there's a huge dance floor right before where you're going to perform? So that's a vacuous dead space, or the chairs are so far apart. Now that's good, but then it wasn't. And you go, hey, could we just kind of move a little tighter? Or,
Yeah.
the light's not in the middle of the stage. Could we just
I'm always
reset
doing
that, if you don't mind? And then I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not trying to be rude. I've just been doing it, a long time. So I just want to be helpful if I can. And then the
Right,
booker
for a
calls
bit.
me, who do you think you are to go in there and tell them how to do their business because you've been doing it so long? Because that's how I come across, right? Come on.
Right.
I went
Right.
into
If
my
it was a guy, if it was a guy, Maureen, it would be like, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's so competent. He's
Yeah,
so
so confident. He knows how to make himself look good, and he knows of the business, and yeah.
Yeah. So that was
I
unfortunate,
love an event that's like a really positive. It's an event like a fundraiser or something, and they'll have like a tribute to somebody first, like somebody who died, and then they're like, and now we're gonna have some stand up, and you're like, what are you thinking, that this is a good idea to have, like, I'm gonna bring up the room after we just talked about so and so who like donated all his time and was just killed in a car crash. Like, now I'm supposed to get up and do stand up.
And they have like the big poster of the person.
Oh,
And it's
the
like a kid.
video of people crying, behind
Yes.
you.
Yes, this is like a note to people who book shows. If you want to do a fundraiser,
Right.
okay. First, we can't get you Seinfeld, so shut up. Second of all, you have to have comedians, and comedians.
We don't work for free. We don't work for free. We don't
Right.
work for free.
So to have a raffle,
Right.
okay, like a tricky tray, like right in the middle of it,
Right.
just
Right.
ruins the flow. So please,
Exactly.
trust
Exactly.
the comics,
Right.
trust it.
We don't work
No.
for free. We don't work for free. And if you're an organization, Women Helping Women, fucking help us. This is such bullshit. Women helping women. You're going to get exposure. I got gangrene from all the friggin' exposure I have. I don't need to be fat. Don't feed me any more of your potato skins. And I don't want exposure. You understand? Pay me and give me an overcoat. That's what I want.
Right. We'll feed you. We'll feed you.
Yeah.
We'll feed. If you go early, we'll feed you.
Yeah. I love it when the
All right.
kids
So
go-
now you're not going to pay me. Now I have to spend more time away from my house and my kids, and more money for the babysitter for you to pay me to eat your greasy, gross,
Disgusting food.
Right, they're like, they're like, our food is so good, and sometimes it's so like sometimes the food is like, you look at it and it's really depressing. Like sometimes you see the spread before the show, and it's like, oh God, this is gonna suck.
Yeah, we'll feed you because we're paying the caterers, but not you.
Yeah.
Well, that's
like
the whole
when they
thing
go-
too. That's
when
the
it's
whole
like
thing
6
too.
hours away, when it's like 6 hours away, and they're like, we're gonna put you up, and you're like,
Yeah.
yes, you should do that. I'm very far from my house, and the show ends at like 11:30. So what do you think you're supposed to do?
What about this one? This is one of my favorites, ladies. I love this one. Well, you want that much? Your fee's that high, but we only need you for 20 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, well, I'm still driving the 2 hours. It's not my fault you need me for 20. I'll do an hour.
So
It's
set
my
like
time.
the least of it.
Right. So,
Yeah.
lady, I wanted to ask Kerri, I didn't let her follow up. How is it, not that you know any other kind of lifestyle, but being married to another comic, Tom Cotter, second in America's Got Talent to the dogs, which I think is the best thing that happened to him because everybody remembers he's the one that finished. Everybody likes dogs better than people. We know that. We like dogs.
I almost voted for him, Mo. I think I did vote for him, then lost by 1 vote, so it's really my fault.
So, what's a life like being married to a comic?
I didn't think it through. I didn't think, when you're young, you're like, oh, you're so funny. And I want, when back in the day before Tinder, but if I had a Tinder page, it would be like, I want someone who makes me laugh.
Yeah, forget
Yeah,
that.
I didn't follow it through that he's going to be taking care of my kids and he's going to be a kid himself. It's difficult, especially now. It's got pros and cons. The silver lining is he does go out on the road, and that's nice. That absence makes the heart grow fonder, so that helps. But right now, which we didn't see this coming, we're both unemployed.
Yeah, that sucks. So
So
sucks.
we can't carry each other here. So
No.
They really don't.
No.
They don't really understand how hard this is. It career-wise for comedians. There's literally nothing you can do. Like we are doing what we're doing, but it's like as for whether or not the clubs are going to even open up,
Yeah, we don't know.
I mean, I don't know if I want to like go and use someone's microphone and
Oh,
stuff like
totally.
that,
Yes,
you
yes,
know?
yes.
Well, you
Yep.
got to bring the stuff. We got to bring stuff. Well, you know what, you guys, I'm so happy you hung out with me today. You know, I have to do something to keep my anxiety. We all talk about these times, and I was a broadcaster and a host before stand up, and I just love, you know, and you're all my friends. We all like started together and have been working our asses off. Hey, Karen, tell people where they can follow you and support you.
Oh, you know what? For right now, I would love if you guys become friends with me on Facebook, or I'm starting to do Instagram too.
Yeah.
So if you want to do that, I'd make these silly little videos. Please like and share and comment, because they keep me going, even if you don't want.
Tell them the name of the little videos, because that's
The parenting in the age of COVID. I do one every day. One video. They're 30 seconds or less every day.
And I've posted them on my Facebook page, so you could see them there. I'm going to get to the other gals in a moment, but Vic DiPotetto is going to stay. In 15 minutes, he'll be joining me because the Zoom screwed up that and 2 other interviews, and I felt sick over it, and I was humiliated to have to go back, but he's so worth it. I said, frigate Lagan, swallow your pride. I told him he could beat the crap out of me verbally. We're going to be fine. So that's coming up in just 15 minutes. So I hope you guys 10, 12 minutes. Kerri, how can people follow you?
Kerri Louise on Facebook, Kerri Louise Laugh on Insta and Twitter, and that you can buy my book, Mean Mommy. If there's mommies watching, Mean Mommy might help you get through this pandemic, and it's on Amazon.
And it's also posted on my Facebook page, you guys, if you want to, if you forget, it's all there. Miss Mosey.
It's on Venmo. It's I'm just kidding.
Go ahead.
No.
Split it with me. I'll split it with you.
It's just Veronica Mosey on everything, on Facebook, Instagram, some Twitter once in a while, but I really don't.
I don't do I don't. It's too much on me. It's too much.
But
Tomorrow.
Videos on all my videos are on my YouTube channel and on my my website. I still have one of those. So it's just veronicamosey.com.
You have to go see her videos, because you really will wonder why she's not on Saturday Night Live. It's that good. It's that I wouldn't say that. I'd be like, oh, all right, good luck to you. It's that good. Tomorrow, Hell Gigs. I have 3 comics joining me for that. Monday, Jessica Kirsten. Tuesday, Bobby Collins. Kelly Carlin joining me in a couple of weeks. Love her. And support the show, molangan@gmail.com on PayPal and on Venmo, Mo Langan. And Don't Make Me Hate You t-shirts on my website, maureenlangan.com, or don'tmakemehateyou.com. I will be posting this onto my Facebook page of the timeline. I'd like you guys to please join me on Hanging with Langan. That's my new page, and I'm trying to create this group of people that we all come together. Karen, Veronica, and Kerri, I love you guys, and I want us all to be really successful and happy and healthy. Mwah!
Love you guys too. Miss you.
We'll be back.
We're going to have cocktails for reals when this thing is over.
Text, please.
On my terrace that I'm putting plants on. Okay.
I want the names. Finally getting out on that damn terrace. I told you it was beautiful when you first
I know,
moved in.
it's like I haven't done anything, but I'm getting the strawberry bush tomorrow.
Have you ever been out there yet?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We have furniture out there, but it's not like the guy who lives below me. It looks so pretty. He has the lanterns and the things.
Oh, yeah, that's what you need. You got to get stuff like that. And can we please text each other the names of the people that we were referencing?
I'm doing it this second.
I
know who Veronica was talking about because of or it was Maureen was talking about because you gave a very good hint.
I did. All right. Bye.
I want to make sure I'm right. Bye, guys.
Bye,
Love you.
Bye, you guys. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thank you.